Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of End and Explain. My name is John, here on Burns Reviews. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you want more videos just like this one. We do have some other End and Explain videos right below if you want to check those out. And today, on Christmas Day, we are talking about Promising Young Woman, the new movie starring Carey Mulligan about a woman that's been wronged, scorned, abused, and now she's out for revenge. So I want to talk about this movie. The first thing I want to do is that I received some press notes, because when you get an early screener for the movie, they send you a press kit, and in that press kit they have a statement from the writer-director, stuff like that, and I think it really kind of lends a hand to what this movie is all about. I really wanted to write a film about female revenge, Fennell says. Recently, there have been a lot of movies about women taking matters into their own hands, and they tend to be super violent, or super sexy, or very, very depressing. What I wanted to do is try to write a film about how an ordinary woman might take revenge in the real world, and that's very rarely reaching for a gun. It's weirder and more twisted than that. If you're writing a film about how we have all been complicit in a toxic, sexist, abusive culture, the first thing you have to do is take a look at yourself and how you've been a part of that. What was important to me about this movie is that there's nothing in it that isn't extremely commonplace. I wasn't interested in making a film that examined terrible crimes and terrible acts of violence and the people that commit those things. I'm much more interested in our culture and thinking, how are we all part of this awful knot that we need to unpick? So there you have it, because one of the things that I've always wondered with this movie is that, why is it that she doesn't go all the way? Why doesn't she go Kill Bill style, or American Psycho style, and just gut these motherfuckers, right? I've read countless reviews where they basically take away from the movie by saying that it doesn't have enough bite, that the characters don't go all the way. Why isn't she killing all these people? Why is she just giving them a firm talking to? Now, when I'm first watching this movie, my first thought watching it was, oh, she's killing him. It kind of reminded me of American Psycho. There's that scene where Patrick Bateman and the woman next to him are crossing a street, and he kind of looks at her and goes, hello, and she's like, hi, and they're walking together, and all of a sudden the next scene is him scribbling a bloody body into his little journal, and you're like, oh man, he killed her. This movie did the same thing. Adam Brody tries to take her home and do stuff to her, and she basically just kind of snaps out of it and stops acting, scares the shit out of him, and the next scene, there's blood on her shirt, and you're like, did she kill him? My first thought, I thought she was just, making them into ladies, if you will. Because she only had a little bit of blood, and she didn't seem like she was killing them. What was that woman's name? Lorena Bobbitt? I honestly thought that was going to be the big twist in the movie, is that we're going to get back and she's going to have a whole set of jars with dicks in them, and it was going to be oh, because everyone said, don't spoil this movie, it's too good. And I thought it was going to be something like that. Kind of like how Don't Breathe had the turkey baster. I thought it was going to have something really insane, because if you have a black satire horror movie, you kind of expect something to be over the top and overly dramatic without losing your core audience. I think people get confused with this movie because they think it's a fully blown satire black comedy, but it's not that hyperbolic, and sometimes it can be, but then sometimes the movie also wants to be in reality, and maybe that doesn't always gel. But no, it seemed like she was very fair. It seemed like she was very fair in everything that she did. She basically gauged it by case, for example, when we get to Alfred Molina, that's where we really start to see that she is not the American Psycho that we think she might be. Because he's very regretful about everything that happened, and she calls out the guy. But then we find out that she really hasn't done anything bad to anybody. Like Adam Brody's character. He's clearly alive and well. I'm guessing that what she probably does do, because it's the final scene in the movie when she's talking to the main guy that did all this horrendous stuff to Nina. She talks about how she wanted to, inscribe, I guess, her name, or maybe something very similar to the girl with the dragon tattoo, write something on his chest so that he will never forget. And I'm guessing that's what she did, depending on how they reacted. I mean, I think the oddest one is McLovin. You have this character, he clearly was a scumbag, and she's firm talking to, and she leaves. I don't get it. I thought it was gonna be a bloodbath. This is teetering back and forth between that and actual drama with a social commentary to it about how women don't actually do stuff like that. You can't realistically go out and kill people. When we get to the scene where she's talking to the guy in the fedora, the black guy outside the club, and she's like, you should see, You know, if you think I'm the only one, guess again. There's one woman, she has a pair of scissors. So they're kind of alluding to the whole Lorena Bobbitt thing. But it seemed like she was just kind of like letting a lot of them go as long as they felt remorse for what they did and maybe made them feel like they wouldn't make the same mistake twice. I think the big question that a lot of people have with this movie is, did she really not secure those handcuffs, or did she purposely leave them a little bit loose so that what could happen could happen? Because think about it. I mean, how is this going to play out if, let's just say that she had real handcuffs. And for the life of me, I don't know why she didn't. But let's just say she had real handcuffs. She would have basically carved her name into the guy's skin. She would have left. She would have gone back to her car, driven away. Maybe she would have started a new life someplace else, and that would have been the end of the movie. But that's not what happens here. The guy slips out, and I think it was intentional, because I think that she wanted to die. I think that this was a movie where there was nothing left to Cassie. She was completely gutted of any semblance of a human being that was stolen from her. That's the whole point of the movie. What was taken from her cannot be given back. She lost her best friend. Nobody believed her. She wasn't even the main victim, but she became a victim through proxy of her best friend Nina. And I think the survivor's guilt that went with that really just destroyed her beyond repair. So I don't think she was killing anybody. Maybe no, I don't think she killed anybody. Comment down below, do you think that Cassie killed anybody in this movie? I don't think she did, because the only person that I thought she killed initially was Adam Brody's character, and we find out later from the other guy that, oh yeah, you're the girl that went home with that guy. And he didn't sound like, oh yeah, he's dead now. It sounds like he probably has like a scar or something like that. Again, very Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. You know, I think this movie is very similar to I, Tonya, in that it has like that dark comedy sensibility to it. It actually is produced by Margot Robbie. And yeah, I think the movie's trying to make the point that only in death can A, she find some peace after what happened to her, and B, that she can get any justice, because, you know, this movie, based on this movie, you would think that every rich white person is a terrible human being. And, you know, I'm sure there's a handful of them that are, you know, the richer they are, I'm sure a lot of them are not great people. You turn on the news and you hear the scandals, and you look at certain people and you go, I don't know. You know, she has one coworker at the coffee shop who seems halfway decent, but everybody else in this movie, man, is just awful. And I think that's the point. And the only way she can get any justice for her and Nina is to die. And it kind of covers the bases of her also no longer being in pain and carrying this burden. Of course, we would have all loved to seen her kill the guy and just get her revenge. Hell, she could have killed everybody downstairs. She could have poisoned the vodka, you know, gone to town on that guy in the bedroom, killed him, and I think a lot of people would have went, yeah, that's great. Had she have done that, it would have taken away from the whole movie. She had to die. It was the only way. But I don't think she killed anybody. I don't think she maimed anybody. I think maybe she carved a couple names into people's bodies, which, from my point of view, not nearly bad enough, and I think she felt she had to die because it would have made up for her guilt that she was carrying, allowed her to escape the pain that she was feeling, and it was, in her mind, a slam dunk to put this guy away. Anyway, what did you think? Did you like the ending? Do you wish that she killed everybody? Do you think that she did kill people? Do you think she cut some dicks off? Do you think maybe she purposely left those handcuffs to be a little bit loose? And if you don't think so, what do you think her plan was? Was she gonna just carve her name in? Was she gonna kill him? I'd love to hear what you think. Be sure to comment down below. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been John. Have a happy holiday. Stay safe out there. And I will see you next time.